Welcome to Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Nilaus, and this is episode 3 of our beautiful, awesome new Let's Play of this game. And why did I start it at night? Well, the dawn is coming, as always. And we have a very ambitious target for us today, and that will be shooting solar panels at the sun. Well, doesn't that sound ambitious? So that's what we're going to do. Let's go through the tech so we can make a plan for what we want to do here. It'll be a mixture of spaghetti as well as some dedicated builds. So I hope that you will be interested in that. And if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more and catch up with this series. With that being said, let's press the science bar here. So the tech we are interested in is this one, the solar sail orbit system. What it does is it makes some solar sails, and these solar sails last for half an hour, and they will be shot out with one of these. So there are a number of new things we don't have here, and most importantly we have graphene, the grid structure there, and the other one, that's the solar power here, or solar prism here, the photon combiner. The surface of the prism is cut into nanogratings and then reassembled. After continuously absorbing multiple low energy photons will emit a high energy photon under a combination of specific structures. The magic is that the natural optical grating crystal in the cluster can directly do this. Awesome. We're gonna do this. And we have those things actually in our sort of old base here. So we are going to take those things and use them for what we need further on. So this one we can sort of hack together, and the other one, graphene, that's what we're going to be making a big structured build for. And then on top of that we need these what are they called? They are called processors. They are down here. They're not particularly difficult. We don't need a lot of those. So they are just built from semiconductors. Semiconductors is built from some silicon, and silicon we do have a bit of stockpiled as it by some process that I started up some time ago. And the other one is that engine. It's a down here super magnetic field generator, and these one we don't need so many of those, but we can make it by making one of these green engines. This green engine is actually quite simple because it's made from the normal engine that we built last time. So we're going to start with the engine part, and this is going to be a bit of a hacked build, but I think it's actually going to be quite I'm not going to go so far as to say ingenious, but let's say that it's actually going to be quite neat, because this one, if I compare it, it takes that item plus it takes the item that's out here, and this one is super idle. So we're going to do this. I am going to take that. Oh, isn't that a bit long? That does seem like it's a bit long. Here, that one. Boom. Change the recipe. So we are going to yeah, is that working? Yep, it is, and that one goes in here. So that should now be working exactly as we want. So I'm gonna build it on this side. How close? Yeah, this is fine, I think. Let's build it here, and that will be just a slow build, that one, and we'll have a trickle of those coming in. Is it working? Yes, it is working. Brilliant. We have a few. Good. The next thing is I want this one to be moved over to that location. Yeah. And I'm going to take another one of these, because now that's actually what is going to be made here. That one goes in. That one goes in. That one goes in. And this one is not this, but it's going to be this super magnetic ring. 2 of the green engines and 3 of the coils, and then a single energized graphite. That's pretty good. So we just need the energized graphite in here. Let's do this one. So that's going to be a slow one. Just build it. And also that one is unfortunately also going to be slow, but let's just get something in here. And everything looks like it's working except for the energized graphite. We don't have that. I am going to take this one out. Oh, look at that. I have some of these here. Boom. And I can put some of those in here as well. And that one can go in here. Yeah, why not? Alright, so that is, luckily we have over here from our initial production of the red cubes, we have some graphite that isn't really being used for anything. So, you know, why not just reconstructed. Again, this is the part where I'm accepting that things will be a bit more spaghetti than I like, because I want to focus the episode today on building one big, giant, awesome design, but that one itself will not be awesome enough if we don't have these sort of supporting things. We're going to check this one, absolutely make sure that it works. It does seem to work, and we have the first of these. Perfect. Alright, so the next thing we want to do, let's go back here and confirm. We now have automated these. Good. And the next thing we want to do was going up here. Again, the graphene is not what we want to do. That's a very complicated build that involves sulfuric acid. So we'll come back to that one when we're ready. This one we can handcraft some of those when we need it, because we don't need a lot. We need 5 for each of these. And we need, this is the transceiver. Basically, let me explain how this solar sail works, because shooting solar panels at the sun is weird. The way it works is that these guns point at the sun and shoot the solar panels close in an orbit around the sun, and from there they will be absorbing energy. Then I can build these solar array receivers here on, or any planet actually in the solar system, and they will be absorbing the rays from the solar sails. So you can put a lot of things in orbit that'll last for half an hour. So the more you put in, the more energy you can extract, and you can bring it down here. It's not really because we need the energy, because we do have a lot of solar panels, but I like this one nonetheless. This one also needs like 5 of these, so we don't really care about the amount of those processors. We can make those as we need. But the other thing here that we absolutely need in higher quantities is, where is it? It is these transmitters here, that one. So we need prisms and we need green circuits. Green circuits we have up here. This was our initial blue science build that is now completely derelict, which is actually interesting, because having it derelict and then just turns out I have a full box of it. Nice. And you know what, like all things, just make more. If in doubt, make more. And that one, so we're gonna use this one. Whoop, jump. There's some crap here. And that one I also built some time ago, just to make, basically the process is stone becomes glass, gets stored, glass can become prisms, and prisms get stored. I did not know what I wanted the prisms for, but you know, I actually wanted it for these plasma emitters, and now it turns out I wanted it for something else. So we are going to take this one. Okay, so that's actually good. So we have 6. I somehow just prefer that we have 6. Good, these are working, and they'll be put out on a belt, and we'll figure out where we want to get it. I will just start by making it there, and go out on this belt. There, here. Don't have power. We'll build that. We can build that in between. There, that's good. And now I need to build this one outbound. 1, 2, that should be a full belt outbound. And here I'm gonna get some power or some storage. And again, I'm gonna just get the massive storage, because I just don't see a reason not to do that. 1, 2. Are they powered? Yes, they are. So this one will work as soon as I get the green circuits inbound, and now we just need to get stuff outbound. So again, this might be overdoing it just a tiny bit with the storage. That one. Are they working? Yes, they are. So we're gonna get a full belt out here. That's gonna come in here. Green circuits coming in, and together with the prisms that are continuously built, they're already stacking up here. Those prisms will go in, and they'll be put into this box. That will just store as high as we can imagine. We got the first outbound, there's the second one, and the third one, and the fourth one. Ah, missed a bit. Oh? Yeah, so we now have, that was pretty easy just with our starter mess here, because we had the prisms, we had the green circuits, and these are also being made, they're actually being made extremely quickly. Wondering we might actually be using these too fast, but I'm gonna build one of these more, and I'm actually gonna take a few more of these, because these ones, they are actually gonna be super useful. The reason why they're gonna be super useful is because they will be ingredients for us to get better belts. So you can see these belts here. I can't make them unless I have the green belts, but you know. Oh, that also needs to go up to level 10. Good. So that is done. So we have just a few of the good belts. What we're going to do now is we are going to see if I can find my... See here, this is stuff I built like long ago, just between things. And it's just building just a few of these. And the reason why I'm building this is because now I can actually, if I go here, these are the ones, the processors, they were the ones we needed. It's 30, 40. So that is what we have. What we're going to do now is we are going to stock up on various items. Then we're going to find a nice location, and that nice location will be where we want to make a big design of graphene, because graphene will be the main part of this episode in terms of big designs. We're going to just have a look at the recipe here. So the recipe is taking place in a chemical facility, so we also need to make some of those, and it requires some sulfuric acid plus some energized graphite. Energized graphite is something we know how to do, but the sulfuric acid is kind of annoying because it takes refined oil, stone, and water. We haven't done with water yet, but that's just a pump. We haven't dealt with refined, but we have dealt with refined. So we need a lot of oil that needs to be refined. We're going to get some excess hydrogen that we need to store, burn, do something about. And then we're going to add some water, which is easy, just don't pave the world. And also we're going to get some stone inbound. So I need to find a place where we have some stone and where we can just make some foundations. Let me just pick up some foundation blocks so we can actually get that out there. And kind of lost here. Yeah, that one here. Maybe that one should actually not take this, and then I can take... Yeah, okay, now I have 3,000. That's definitely enough. So that's good, and I want to make sure that this stone, the steel here, is also stacking up. That's kind of important, that the steel is stacking up, so that we don't end up in a situation where all of it gets converted into foundations. Alright, let me just find a place and then make it a bit ready, then we can take a look. And we're back here with the dawn coming at us, and so I've been looking around for a suitable location, and it really revolves around getting at least 6 oil in, and since each of those don't really produce much, then we have to combine it. So also, let me just highlight this thing I have out here. Let's rotate it so it's northern. Look at that. I have a band all the way around the equator with solar panels. That gives me all the power I actually need. I built that kind of between sessions because I couldn't help myself. So sorry about that. I just wanted something to do that wasn't really affecting the actual base. So I just like, I'm just gonna build solar panels. Just must play game. So it's not fun watching me put solar panels in, but we have it and it's there and it's awesome. What is going to be awesome is us designing this thing. So let's have a look at this location. We are gonna... No, I can't even go in. I have to go here. So there's an oil here, and we're gonna get some refined or energized graphite. And that means we need coal. That's good. And what we're gonna look for is, this is our starter base up here, and we have that oil 2.3. There is another oil there 1.14. And there's another oil here that's 1.67, and we're gonna have some stone as well, and we have some water as well on right here. So what I want to do is make a nice big square that will be somewhere around this one, and just make it, basically we're just gonna start by stamping this down and making a large big square here. Now this is one of those things where, well, it's probably going to take a while just to build all of this, so I think I'll just jump back to where we are when we have all of this actually built with foundations, so that we have a nice clean plate for us to build, and there, then we can do that. Let's do that, and I can also make sure that we have, you know what, we'll actually not do it that way. We'll just make a little thing here so we can actually start doing our design in terms of just figuring out how many of what machines we actually need. That's fun to do, and then I'll just make the rest of it because I need to figure out how much space we actually need. Alright, so something like this, and then we'll make it neat later on. We're gonna start with what the end product will be. The end product will be go into the research here, just checking that one. And this research will be the graphene. The graphene is down there. Graphene, and that means it is sulfuric acid is actually our main thing. So we need some sulfuric acid to get that. That is done in a chemical plant. We have, of course, prepared a few chemical plants in advance, so we can just see what that's going to be like. Oops. Let's get a chemical plant like that. Good. Let's just figure out sort of ratios and all that stuff. This one is making every 6 seconds. So we're going to have to find some design, and I'm going to just immediately go, we're going to make 6 of those so that I'm going to get 4 sulfuric acid per second. Alright, so that's going to be the design criteria. I am making sure we have these here. And this is not necessarily the way they're going to be built, but it's just so that we can get a sense of how many machines we want. So this one will mean that now these items are easier because I need 6 oil per second, which is what we can do. I need 8 stone bricks. That's actually 2 belt or 1 upgraded belt, and we need 4 water. Okay, let's do the 4 water first because we have water over here. That should be pretty simple. Is that raw resource? Yes, it is. And these ones just plop it in the water, and it doesn't tell us how much it actually produces, so we need to hook it up here so we see how much it produces. It produces 55 per minute. That's actually 5 per minute plus 10% for our research, so 55 per minute. That means it's a bit less than 1 per second. So how many do we need? We need 4 per second, so we're gonna get 5 because 4 is not enough. So 5 of these, that's pretty simple. Alright, so that's one ingredient. This stone, we can easily get that. And then we need the oil. Alright, oil is coming from these locations like that one. If I need 6 inbound, then I actually also need to tab. I think there was another up here, that one as well. We'll bring that in as well. Okay, and let's get some oil refineries if we have some of those, and then see what they can do for us here. So the objective is that I want for this refinery, this is the only one that actually plasma refining, one that takes crude oil in. So we're getting 2 crude oil in and 2 out. So I need 6 in to get 6 out. And this one is on a 4-second cycle and produces 2. So this one is, take 2 of these will produce 1 per second. So I need 12 of these. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, and then another row. 1. Again, this is not where we want to build it. It's just to get a sense of how many machines we actually need. There. Okay, so 12 of those. And this one gives us the refined oil, and then we have a lot of excess hydrogen that I'm sure we'll be needing at some point. So that will just be stored for now. I could burn it, but it's going to be stored. So that's that one. Okay. And now on the chemical plant, I don't know if I could actually build it here. Let's try that one. This chemical plant will now build the final product, the graphene. Graphene, this is, I'm going to say how many do we need to consume 4 sulfuric acid per second, because that's what it can, all we can produce. Now this one is a 3-second cycle, so for every 3 of these, that one, or every 3 of these, I'll consume 1 sulfuric acid. So with 3 more, that'll be 2 per second, and this will be 3 per second, and this will be 4 per second. I can't really build the last one quite up there because then it's gonna get in trouble with these. And let's just get these somewhere else. We can always, the water should be easy to get somewhere, just to illustrate that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, this is crowded. That's a lot of machines, right? 12 of these machines. And then we need to say, okay, if I have 12 of these machines, they are each consuming 1 graphite per second. Yes. Because it's 3 every 3 seconds. So 1 graphite per second is the inbound. Let's see if we can get all of that. And we're going to get some smelters. Yeah, let's see how many. What is this one doing? This is smelting graphite, and the recipe is 2 in per 2 seconds. So if I need 12 outbound and I need 24 inbound, that means that's either 2 fast belts or 4 slow belts. So that's going to be 2 fast belts, of course. Of course. And I think we'll just pave this as well. Yep. So that's 24 of these. And there, how do we do that? We'll just make it like this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then the second row. It actually doesn't feel right to do it that way. It's much better to just make a more square chunk. And again, I don't know why I have to say this, but I just really feel, oh, that's the way to count to 6. One of the hardest numbers to count to. 6. Been proven time and time again. Okay, so what we need now inbound. This one is going to get 24 coal from this. That is corresponding to 8 miners, each taking 6 patches on average. That goes in here. Then we have the water, which is trivial. Then we have the oil, that's 6 per second oil inbound. And then we have over here from stone, that we have that stone vein here. We are going to get 8 from that one. So that is that's a mess, right? That's an absolute mess. But this is now we know how big it has to be, and so we need to design it in a cool way that is making sense. I definitely think that we are going to take this part here and bring it this way down some long pipes here, or long roads. Let's start with that one. I also don't really think this one is going to be exactly like it is right now. I don't think because these things here, if we look at a chemical plant, it only can get in from the side. So this is actually not good. It actually has to go the other way. So I'm going to have the... Well, okay. We know the numbers now, so you can remember it. If I forget it, you'll just remind me what we need, right? And we are here with the beautiful dawn coming up. And what I've done is I have prepared a few things. We have now a big square of concrete that we can work on. We have hooked up all of the coal facilities. There are 8 of these. They're all meticulously adjusted so that they have at least 6 each, which means that these 8 times 6, that's 42 divided by 2. That's 48 divided by 2, 24. That's the 24 per second that we need to get in. Also, this line here coming from an extractor there, coming to an extractor there, and there, hook up 4 extractors and going up and over and around. And also on the stone part, this stone part needs, well, sorry, the oil part needs only 6 per second, so I'm just using normal belts, but this one needs 8 per second, so either 2 normal belts or a single upgraded belt. I went for the single upgraded belt. That's what we have here. Alright, so now we want to start hooking things up. The first thing I want to do is building that one here. And yeah, let's do that. So we are going to start now. We're going to build it in a way that the way we want to make it, right? So I think I want to get it if I get it on the outside. No, I simply just want one line in, one line out. Yes. Cool. Then I can take it here. One line in. Let's actually, we do want to set this first. That's going to be the energized graphite. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Leave a space. 1, 2, 3. The reason I do that is because then I have room for that one and that one. That should be enough, although it's not even enough to target these. Then I think I'll make it just a bit more pronounced here. That one. 1, 2, 3. And then one gap. That one. Yeah, it doesn't seem like I'm using too much space here. And I'm gonna get the inbound belt from the side, getting all the way up to here. That's gonna be a fast belt and a slow belt on the other side because it is less input than output. Well, It's 12 input to 6 output. And I am going to do the same on this. Oh, no. It's interesting how if I click this one, I get a Mark 1 belt. Or maybe not. Yep. And get that 1, 2, 3. I was just wondering if we didn't have enough, but we do. 1 space in between, or 1 extra space, 1 extra space. Yeah. And we're gonna get the other belt. Come on. There. That's the normal belt, and that's gonna be output. So we have the 2 output belts, and I'm gonna take these here. This looks very much like a Factorio build for me. It does indeed. So we are going to hook these up. I'm going to take these 4 on the side and hook them up to a belt that goes. I think that's going to do all we need. And then let's get the inbound here. And now that's taken care of. Let's hook this up and just get this one up and running so we can see that it works. We're gonna get 1 there and 1 there and potentially 1 over there as well. Boom. Oh, that looks like there's a how is there a conveyor Mark 1 belt suddenly in the middle of this? There's something weird. Why do I get a conveyor Mark 2 here? Or Mark 1 when I want... Oh, you know what? I think I know why. I think it's the merge in here that actually overrode it. There we go. Yeah, this looks better. So they're going in. And this does not look correct. Nope, it does not. These ones are not working. Okay, so we have to be super careful about merging into that because it overrides. Same with this one. And that merge in has to be with a green belt instead of yellow belt. Yeah, why is the second one not called a blue belt? Alright, that is the first thing. I hope it's correct because, damn it, I don't want to take that down. So, that's one thing coming in. The next thing coming in would be oil, I suppose. Yeah, so let's do the oil. The oil, we figure out that we have that one up here, but let's see if we can make it sort of a bit closer. And we have some oil that's gonna go into that one. And it has to come down the side, does it? Could also do that. Yeah, it's gonna come down the side. Does that seem like a good place to be? That. Remember, set the recipe. That's going to be the plasma refining. Make a space. Make no spaces. Make a space. Make no spaces. And make a space. Yes. And then I'm going to have 2 inputs and 2 outputs. Or 1, yeah. 1 input belt and... kind of think I want this one to be the oil only, and then on the other side I'll take hydrogen out on the other side. Could I just... hydrogen is going to be complete waste. So, waste. Not exactly waste, but you know, there. It's coming back there, and I'm just going to bring it down to the side. So, these. There. Here. And again, I'm bringing the hydrogen back. And why can I... like that? This one. Inbound. And that's... I don't know what it's gonna be or where it's gonna be, but... yeah. That's our junk hydrogen, at least, for this setup there. Alright, so now I again just need to run back and forth and put the power walls in. This is going to be a bit more complicated. First of all, there's no room. And secondly, I need to do the tab. I'm just going to explain that so that if anyone has missed this opportunity. Which one was the inbound? The right one was, the left one was the inbound. This is the inbound. So I'm going to take inbound, and then the outbound, I have to filter it. So now I tab to filter the refined oil. See? And inbound, and then that one will be tab. There. And we'll just continue. And that is done. We'll see the filters here for hydrogen, filters there for hydrogen, and no one noticed that tiny little mistake we made. Teeny little mistake. So let's take that one out and build it here. That seems like a good location. That one. I have nothing better to do with our hydrogen, so we'll stack it up high. That one though. Funny how that one is also so far out that you could actually be linked much closer. Don't bother with that right now. I was just not sure how much space it would take. Good. Alright, so we have those things. The next things we want to do would be... it's still working. We need to make sure that this one gets done. Boom. Get those 4. And the last bit's out. There. 3. So now we can do the sulfuric acid. Sulfur will need. Let's just try to take stock of the situation. We have two things we're missing, right? We have the sulfuric acid, that one, which is the refined oil we have here, the stone that we have somewhere, and some water that should be easy to make. That's the one thing. And then we have the final thing. That's the graphene, which is gonna be okay. So the graphene should definitely be able to take these out. So what if we build them like what are we getting inbound? This one is sulfuric acid. Sorry. It's 3 in and 1 out. Okay, so stone has to come in. Let's first and foremost make sure that, like for example, this one can go out on that side. Yes. And on the other side, doesn't work. So it has to be 1 out. There. Okay. So this one has to be, hurry up and get it out. It's too close. There. Get that out, put it here, get that in. Then I'm gonna do it this way. The reason why that is, this is going to be the stone, and of course since it's the stone, it's actually going to be a faster belt. Let's build that fast belt inbound there, and there we go. That one is now taken care of, and we're gonna get this inbound. This will be again 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are actually taking up slightly more room here. Yeah, I could move them 1 back. I could. That's just going to be a normal belt, right? How much? We need 8. We need 6. So these are just going to be 6 per second. That is good. Full belt. What was the last thing we needed? The last thing you needed is water, and then the output. Okay, and the output will be exactly 6 as well. So I think I'll just take the water right there. So let's pump some water up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what we figured out was necessary here. That's weird. There are some odd ones here. Is that... Oh, it's because it actually transitions to another... Oh, okay. Well, maybe I should have avoided that. And this one goes all... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy there, camera. And the last one we have is going to be the output, which will then be figure out. This might actually be easier to figure out where we want to go, because now that one is can be moved up, and then it'll probably be better. Good. Let's start making things inbound and outbound. I don't think any of these need more than that, so... And that's all of that hooked up. Now we have the sulfuric acid going in here. I think at least this one, and if I can, then I'd like to get these. And that's the part I don't like, because then I need to split this one as well, and splitting is just never really super comfortable. Right, that one is gonna have to be a splitter. Actually, there'll be more splitters. Up, down. That's done. This one in the middle, and then we can take the other one. They can share that belt in the middle, and that's the part where... Okay, we've decided this is how we do it now. There. And that should be enough for all of them. Right. We have everything we need. Now all we need is the outbound. This one as well will be a weird one outbound. And that will again be something that's a bit faster, so we'll take it here. And for now that just needs to go into a box, because that's what we've been working so long for. So let's get a big box of that one. Make sure that we get it. 1, 2, and 3. They take 3 each. Alright, let's hook up the inserters and power, and then see the whole thing get started. Here we go. Finally, let's see if everything works. That would be so nice if it actually works. Yeah, this one is 6 per second, so that goes in here. These are all working. They're consuming. And we have a pretty decent amount coming out here. This is definitely more than a full belt, so looking good that it's merging correctly here. And looks like everything seems to be working. Alright, there might be a fine point here and there that isn't working, but overall I'm pretty happy with this. We are getting lots and lots of graphene. It's here, it's actually stacking up super quickly. Let me just clean up my inventory from all that junk. That's all the crude oil we have, all those things that we've been picking up along the way. And the next thing we want to do, we have now this one, and we have, remember back in the beginning of the episode, we were saying that we wanted some things. I'm gonna hit this one so we can actually research it. Should be pretty quick. And then we're gonna take this one. Now we need to make these things. And we have the 2 things we need. And I'd like to also get it towards the South Pole. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag these belts to the South Pole, and I'm also gonna make some foundation at the South Pole. That might take a bit, so I'm just gonna jump ahead of us and lay the foundation for us. We also need to make some of these. They just need to be drafted. Alright, that took an ungodly amount of time. I'm so happy I decided to cut that out. I thought I could do a time lapse on it, but it needs to be cut. This takes forever. So just for context, it's extremely long, all the way back from our starter base, all the way up there, all the way back from this location where we now built a lot of the graphene here. The graphene is now coming all the way up together with these 2. Those are the 2 things. I've made this beautiful square here because it is time for us to start building some things. And the things we want to build is, well, let's get this one. We are going to build it, and then hopefully we'll get a pop-up menu that says something cool about what this actually is. Should we get it on the inside or the outside? I'll do it that way.
An EM rail ejector. You have taken the first step to build the Dyson Sphere. Now you can use it to send solar sails into space for forming the Dyson Swarm. Each EM rail ejector requires to set up orbit and supply with solar sails. Also, you can use copy and paste to set orbits. If you want a Dyson swarm orbit become more diversified, you can click the Dyson Sphere button in the lower left corner of the screen to open the Dyson Sphere panel. Make your customization however you want.
Sounds good. So right now I'm building all these that's like this. It's a bit hard to figure out exactly how they're supposed to be, but there should be 16 all the way around this if I take them in sort of every other one. And obviously this is way too much, but damn is it gonna look awesome. The reason why I'm building it here is because they can't shoot if below the horizon, and if I build it here they should be able to take some majority of the shots. That is going to look so good. Okay, so what we are definitely going to do is build one row all the way around here, because again that's going to be awesome. It doesn't have to make sense, it doesn't have to be feasible. I know this will absolutely not carry all the stuff that these are taking. We're going to build this infrastructure first, and then when we come back, oh okay, huh, don't collide with other object. It does not collide with other objects, please. Oh, there we go. Let's not collide with other objects. There. There. And that one. So that will go all the way around. Then we're going to get some kind of inbound. That will be a box of inboundness. Box of inboundness, yes, there. And can I build them higher? Nope, too close to the ER thing. And that's going to be just absolutely throwing them in there. Yes. So now we need to figure out how far away do we have to build our assemblers to make them actually work. This seems good. Yep, so that works. What about one closer? That's great, that's even better, because that means I can now take this row over here, and that will be the inbounds. Got it. And then I'll build more of these. This one will be the solar sails. Make some solar sails for us. There. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, I suppose is what we can do. And I'll take this one out. Which one goes closest? And I can take it with this part, with the good. I'm super excited to see this in action, and especially at this scale that I'm building at. That one goes out, and this one is the other way. And this is obviously using way too much resources and to generate power that we don't really need, but damn is it awesome. And that's the reason why we do this. Sometimes you have to build things that are awesome and not just things that are effective. And 1, 2. Alright, let me just hook up all the inserters all the way around, and then we'll be back. Okay, we're ready to hook this up. Let's start by actually hooking this one up, because that's the stuff that we want to get working first. So that's going to be every other one. There, so that is hooked up, and now we're going to hook up too close to that one, so I'm going to build it here. Alright, is anything working? No, nothing is working, because despite me saying that I wanted to do this, I did not actually do the rest of it. We are actually going to, we're just going to let these work a bit, and now we're going to look at the Dyson Sphere overview. there. So this one has orbit. It has a default orbit. You can add new orbits. You can make it larger, smaller. You can rotate them in all sorts of ways. I actually just want to keep my default one, and I think it's fine. I have no reason why not to just use this one. So we're gonna keep that one. And at this point we are seeing that this one goes around. I'd like to actually see if we can get this. How do we want to power this? Because the powers are on the outside. Can I build them out here? Nope. Can I build them? Where the hell can I build power to satisfy these? That one. Yep. And that one. Here. As close as I can make it. And then I'm gonna assign them all to an orbit around the sun where they will be established. Boom, everything's done. And we are ready to go. I think that, oh, they are actually, and I'm just gonna say to 1. Here we go. They have no sound, which is a bit of a shame, but also probably would be super loud and annoying. But come on, power them all up. Not surprisingly, they can't all shoot, but here we go. Here. Alright, so let's see. They are just shooting absolute insane speed. This is what it looks like. You can see here we are coming out here from our little planet all the way out, and we just start populating this orbit around here as they go in here. We can see this is the power we actually have in the network, and we're now up to 5 megawatts. And what we can do, the way it works, is that we can actually get, if I had remembered it to research this one. Oh yeah, I paused it when I was doing something other things, so we could actually get it together. See it here. I'm gonna also put some of these up here, so you can see that they're aiming for this look. It looks so damn good. It is unbelievably awesome, this idea. It's so cool. So this swarm, what will happen is that they are going to stay up there for 30 minutes. That's the ray receiver. And that's the one where you can just use to get it back. Let's see if we can build on. Please let us build just a few, so that we can see the idea of it. I'm gonna put it. We got one receiver. It's over here, and I'll just put it. I'll put it here in the middle. Looks good.
You built a ray receiver, which can receive the high-energy rays transmitted from the Dyson Sphere and directly input them to the power grid. However, caused by the ray receiving efficiency, the ray receiver's requested power will be larger than the documented output power of the Dyson Sphere. You can keep it working or upgrade technologies to increase the ray receiving efficiency.
And this is where we're gonna wrap up this episode. This looks like such a beautiful thing. This gives us power, more power than we need, and more awesomeness than anyone could ever imagine. This is so cool. I love it. I'm loving this game. I hope you love it as much. This was a bit of a long episode, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Be sure to hit the like button if you like it, and also make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so you can keep up with this series as we go into interplanetary transport and shipping and logistics. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay effective.